Yo. Talk a bit about the companion rework and improvements. Again, I made this video in Portuguese, but I just decided to not make it in English. It became like a 39-minute video or something like that, talking about every single companion category. And I'm actually super optimistic about this, I have to say. It's it's sounding really, really good, especially with the changes and mods. So pets are not gonna die anymore. They're gonna be incapacitated for a base of 60 seconds. And that's gonna be interesting. But even though they changed a lot of stuff, they've also removed some interactions that you can see further below, consistent in pet healing. Yeah, bats are not gonna get some buffs anymore, which currently they do something, but not too much stuff because at some level they're just getting one-shotted. So, yeah, changes to existing mods. Some things are getting tweaked, getting better. I mean, a lot better. Especially these mods. They're kind of they go against the link mods. They're pretty good. And then it just seems like we're gonna be able to revive our pets very often with the mods that they're gonna introduce, and there are a whole bunch of bond mods. And yeah, look at this. Best station time is 6 seconds for every energy orb you pick. 300 points of overshoot for each collected orb. It's really, really interesting. There isn't a lot to go with. Follow said that when companions go down, you lose vacuum animal instinct temporarily. I'll say this. It's gone toward and all that hard work it has put into the rework was a waste of time. Uh, what else to say about it? Uh, they announced this meta slash charm nerf. It's coming next year. I've talked about this already, and uh, yeah, I think they shouldn't remove this or give it a hard nerf. They should instead change it to some other category or just give it to every single companion. Make it something. It's gonna sound stupid, but make something like a lucky vacuum or something like that. Uh, it's just kind of crazy to think about. I think the pet immortality is gonna solve a ton of the issues that we currently have because of the pets dying. Because that is just the major issue right now. Because pets die, you either use 90% of 99% of the times. You're gonna use either the Smita vet and you're gonna res him because the value he brings to the table is just too much, or you're gonna use the Panzer Vopofiler because free viral and you don't need to worry about reviving that thing. And so that's what ends up being the I think the level of meta that those two are is just astronomically higher than any other pet in the game. I think they're far, far, far above anything that we can imagine. I don't think they share the data about pet usage, but if we could see that, it would probably be really stupid. And I really think that to fight that, they're gonna have to do a lot of tweaking in a lot of pets, you know, and pet families. Like the cats in the game, they're on a pretty, I think they're on a pretty good state in overall. The cavats, all of them are pretty useful, but I think charm should just either make it universal or something like that, or put it in another mechanic like the finishers, which is something that is also getting touched. At least for an Arthuss, his augment is gonna work with any type of finisher. That is a subject for a complete different video, because it's gonna be crazy if we get like all the possible triggers for every finisher type. We have a lot of, not a lot, we have some arcanes. We have a couple abilities and stuff that just works with finishers. And then if you make them works, imagine something like Arcane Trickery. Arcane Trickery is kind of a pain. It's inconsistent AF. And if it worked with ground finishers and Parazon finishers, I don't think it worked with those, but if it would work, that would be great. Yeah, stuff like that. The hounds are pretty meh. The MOAs are kind of bad. I mean, if you want to make MOAs a little bit more useful, make so that that feel that they have that slows bullets, make it just bulletproof, like a no bullet zone or something like that, anti-bullet zone. Yeah, that would be cool. Would be useful for defenses and who knows what else for. I think something like that. For the rest, I really think that the reviving and the whole incapacitating stuff is gonna be a good solve. But at the same time, they just need to they really need to address the situation about the Smida and the Panzer. Yeah, maybe the immortality is gonna solve the Panzer issue, because they're just gonna be they're gonna continue the same, but the value of the other pets is gonna come up. Yeah, Kubros need a good touch. Kubros really need a good touch. For me, the best Kubro is the Sahaza, and then the fighting Kubro is useless. The invisibility Kubro is piece of crap. The Chessa, the retriever, is also bad, you know, and the Roxa is also really bad. Shoot Kubro bad. Yeah, I think the Sahaza is the only good one. I think harvests power, energy, no power, energy, health, ammo, life support is really good. But now the other ones are so far behind. If they would make the Chessa to be closer to Necros, that would already be pretty decent. But it's not even close to having a Necros. But imagine if you had the option to have something like a Necros as a pet. Huge value. Something that actually kills stuff might be a good value. Maybe they would allow you to make a build towards buffing your pets. That would be interesting. And the invisibility, it just feels like I always felt like the Shade was a nerfed version of the Huras, but the Huras is already bad. It's an invisibility that it doesn't really have a place in this game. It might have had a place in the past, but today it just not really good. For the rest of the Sentinels, yeah, some are very specific and they work on specific ways, but I can't see a use for something like Death Cube, the Riga. Yep, those are really, and Shade. I mean, Shade can turn you invisible, but it's still falls on the same category as the Hubris. It's a bad invisibility. Nautilus will fix your Railjack. Jin is the immortal and kind of attracts enemies. Carrier, ammo conversion. Oxalus is the scanner. The scanner and botanist, and also the fish scanner, so it's still pretty decent, has value. Tax on, if we ever get a tax on Prime and they rework stuff, then yeah, something viable. Worm has something related to status effect. He's gonna negate status effect. I think that's a mod, and it's decent. The helmet charger is another thing that needs some love, as I don't think it's really good. If they just touch it enough, I can't equip this thing. Why? They just touch it enough to make the pull, the proboscis, to actually pick a target that you're attacking. Maybe we can maybe that's even possible to achieve with a mod of the hunter set. Yeah, attack them for 6 seconds. If this would work properly, we could have a very interesting companion, or even to, who knows, the proboscis targets eczemas and just strips their overguard. That would be interesting. Oh, I forgot to mention that about hounds. Hounds that have, I think, a precept that steals eczema stuff, and that's already a decent enough something to have, ability to have. But yeah, it's kind of what I think about the companion rework. Uh, I don't think they're gonna nerf charm too hard. They might like reduce the timer or make it more consistent, or change the way you get charm completely. Because if they just make a change like they did with explosive weapons, they're gonna get, our Warframe is gonna get review bombed again, and things are gonna get a bit chaotic. They're gonna be stuff is gonna be just like my drone here, kind of crazy, and we're gonna have a kind of a hard time for a while in the game. But I don't really think they're gonna do that. I think they're more likely to change the system or to something else, like I said, like, who knows, the Parazon or anything like that, or make it universal. Yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think they're gonna do. What are your thoughts on the companion changes, or and what else needs to be changed for it to be more viable? In the comments below, leave a like, subscribe, and peace.